In this video, we will implement Entra domain services and a domain joiner computer to Entra domain services for managing the managed domain. Okay, let's see what are the things that I did first. I just created a virtual network called managed domain vnet, and within this one, I just created one subnet called MGMT subnet, and I have also basically spin up one jump host with a public IP. All right, that is the only thing I did so that we can save up some time during the demo. Now, what we're going to do, we're just going to create a domain services. So that's a Microsoft Entra domain services, which is a managed domain service. Let's go ahead and click on it. We select the subscription, we select the resource group. DNS domain name is something coming from the custom domain. But instead of that, we just gonna call this one as a securevantage.local. Then Australia East, and we go with a standard. We don't need too much fancy one in this particular case. Let me basically, because of that bar I can't go ahead, so let's make sure that I'm expanding once again. Here we selecting the virtual network. Virtual network is this. That's the virtual network, and the subnet, you can see that is going to add that particular subnet, um, AADDS. Okay. It looks like based on the instruction, this subnet should not be existing. So we select that, then we go to the administration. So here, ADDC administrator manage group membership. What is that we're going to do here is basically add the member. Within this particular thing, we're going to add a member called manage domain admin. Select the manage domain admin in this particular case. Let's go ahead, whether we can scroll that up. That select that guy. It's selected. All right, so the member is added. We can see that because we want that guy as part of the AADDC administrator, and then all global administrator of the Microsoft Entra ID directory and the members of the AADDC administrator group. That's where the notification will go. Then synchronization, synchronization type all, synchronization filter, select the group. Yeah, definitely this group will be there, but in addition to that, we gonna select these two group, okay, which we know that we created. Again, let me go ahead and select that, something like this, and then expand. All right, so you can see that there are these groups basically added. Let me just make sure that we have a good visibility here. Somehow that my taskbar sometimes like stays there, doesn't move and doesn't auto hide automatically. So let me do something like this. All right, so add group is added and selected. Now we go to the next, related to the security setting. Now what uh, on this particular page, whatever that you see, I think is okay to start with. But again, you can refine later. It's not something like that you do once at the time of deployment. It's not like that. There is a flexibility that you can change those settings later as well. So I feel whatever is there right now, we will go with and create the domain, right? Now that's it. That's the information it required to create basically the managed domain. Now let's see what happens after the validation, and we can go ahead and start the creation. All right, so we're going to say create. All good, and is basically deploying the domain. Now this one takes good amount of time. That is what I notice, around maybe 45 minutes. Um, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause here and then come back once this is done. All right, now I can see that the deployment is completed. It took almost like a 45 minutes, I guess. So let's go to the resource now. We got the resource. It is still saying that the managed domain is being provisioned. The operation will take a while. Um, Looks like it's not completely done, but let's see whether we can find the private IPs. Maybe replica set. That's where we can find. We pick up this one, and what is that we're gonna do? We just go ahead and add that particular one as a DNS server here. All right. So let's go ahead and add that. Once again, let's do that because sometimes you have to do that two times. It's not taking. So what we gonna do? We also add a Azure DNS. Okay, Azure DNS public IP. All right. So let's take that one. Let's go back. Let's add that, and we can say save. All right. It looks like I just started um, mandatory two IP address for the DNS, I guess. That is what it looks like to me. But anyway, that we have done something right there. All good. Now we go back to the virtual machine, and we have to restart this virtual machine because we now added um, custom DNS server. This is the virtual machine that we're going to use for the installing Active Directory users and computer, that toolkit, right? Tools basically. That is what it is called here. It's restarting. All right, virtual machine is restarted. Now, what is that we're gonna do? We basically download RDP file, and that's basically the jump host 2. That is what it is. I'm just going on my other terminal, taking a look there, opening up using RDP. Let me put here, that's the one. um, and let's go ahead and connect to this machine. All right, using the username and password. Let me go ahead. Is going on the other screen. I'll keep bringing here. Let's make sure that we get on that particular machine. Right, it's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Server manager is also coming up. And what is that we gonna do is all right, in this particular case I can see that the server manager is up and running. Now the first thing that we're going to do is just see whether we can domain join this computer or not, right? So we going to basically say local vantage, sorry, secure vantage dot local. That is the local domain we basically did. Then we had a manage domain. Okay, but one thing I haven't done it, which we should do basically, just to make sure that we change the password. All right, so for that particular one, we log in to the azureportal.com, and let me go ahead and copy that particular username here, which is a domain account. I think we might need to go ahead and change the password also first time. We haven't logged in here, so let me go ahead and type the password. All right, let's retype the password. Let's make sure that we change the password for that particular account because that is the account we're going to use to do domain join. Looks okay to me. All right, so let's see what it does. It worked. All right, so let's go ahead and restart. We could domain join this particular machine. Close, restarting now. That is fine. Let me go ahead and connect once again to this particular jump host, download the RDP file, um, and that's number 4. Keep it. Let me get on the other side and fire up RDP session from there. Number 4, that's the one we are after. Um, Let me go ahead and say RDP. This is what the RDP is. Connect the credentials that we are interested here is basically use the manage domain account, and we are going to use the manage domain account. Let me enter the password in this case. That's the password, and I can see that it's firing up the connection. All right, let me go here. Let's make sure that server manager comes up. All right, so I can see the server manager. Now what we can do, we click on the add roles. All right, it's still collecting the data. Just make sure that it is securevantage.local. It is. Let's go ahead and add this one. Role base, feature base. Let's go ahead, click next. The thing that we need is basically the remote administration tool. We select that, add feature. In this particular case, we don't need this guy. We are just interested in this one. All right, so I'm just keeping rest of the other things as it is. Let's go ahead, select. I think we will just select this because it would basically add some of the PowerShell commandlet, and sometimes it is needed for the administration purpose actually. That's fine, and let's see whether installation goes through or not this time. It looks like it is going through now. Let's wait for this installation to finish, and then we should be in a position to access the managed domain and ensure that like 4 users are synced up with the managed domain. Installation is succeeded. We can go ahead and close this one, cancel this, not a problem. And let's see whether we can see Active Directory users and computers. There you go, and we are in a position to see the users, I guess, and that's where you can see the users, ADDS users and all coming up, right? But I don't see the group that we selected. So we go back to the portal and let's see whether there is any problem with the configuration. Actually, sometimes it happens, right? So we go back to this particular domain and let's make sure that where should we get those details. Let's see, the properties is okay. This is okay. I think synchronization filter, I can see that we already selected this one, but is that something, synchronize all users and groups or only cloud originated users and groups? I think cloud only, that's what we'll do. Or maybe there is a delay. It looks like all good to me. Yeah, it looks all good to me because these things are already selected. There is nothing like save or something like that. So most likely, we might have a kind of like a delay. It may not be too quick or refresh group. Nothing there. Or is there anything else? Health initial synchronization not complete. I think it is still deploying. That is the thing. But I think you got an understanding that this is how we create basically intra-domain services, and you select the scope that need to be synchronized, and then basically those users can log in to uh, wherever you utilizing this particular domain. Okay, that's what the managed domain is.